Because we're human beings, every one of us needs reminders. Everything from the decal on your windshield of your car for that next oil change, to the marking of your calendar for important days like birthdays and doctor's appointments. And by the way, this Sunday, Father's Day. We even have reminders on our cell phones that ring out to remind us in 15 minutes you have rosary or you need to be somewhere. Well, today we remember, we celebrate, and we seek a deeper appreciation for the most sacred heart of Jesus. This is a special day for the Holy Cross priests like Father Boby and Father Pinto and Father Fred. For their founder, Blessed Basil Moreau, dedicated the priest of Holy Cross to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Perhaps like you, my earliest memories of the image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus come from a great Aunt Irene's bedroom, which prominently displayed a captivating image of Jesus' Sacred Heart, outside of his body, ringed with thorns, bright red, and pierced with blood dripping from it, and a cross and a flame above it, with Jesus' hands indicating that he was offering his heart to me and to each of us, his sacrificial love. As a young boy, I had little understanding of what Jesus did in offering his life for us. But every time I could, I would steal a look at Jesus' Sacred Heart, and it obviously made an impression. This week, I talked to people like yourselves, and I asked them if they had a devotion to the Sacred Heart and what it meant to them. Many of them said the same thing that I used to, and that is that it was their grandparents' generation, and that they could only remember a picture or the phrase, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I'd like to offer a challenge for those of you who fall into the group that it's only an image or only a phrase. I'd like to challenge each of us through prayer and action to make it more than that. And you know, there is a wisdom in displaying religious images in our homes, and I'd say also in our workplaces. I learned from Father Pinto and others like Father Boby that as you walk into homes of Catholics in Kerala, India, most often the very first thing you see is the image of the Sacred Heart, reminding all who live there and all who visit that it is the love of Jesus that rules over that family and that flows outward and through those familial bonds into all who visit. My brothers and sisters, we need the love of Jesus every day, both in our homes and outside. We need to be reminded that the Sacred Heart of Jesus is a symbol, a threefold symbol of human and spiritual and divine love. We hear in the Old Testament of God's love as a parent's love for his or her children, or a husband's love for his wife. In the New Testament, there is the promise of living water, that Holy Spirit, which is fulfilled through the pierced heart of Jesus on the cross, flowing outward. But as Father Peyton often taught, everything begins at home with our families. We need the image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus to remind us of Jesus' never-ending love for our families and each one of us. No matter the successes or the trials, it is Jesus' love who allows us to love one another and ourselves as we're made to do, which includes being able to forgive one another, as Father Boby preached about yesterday. There's a saying that I think most of us know, out of sight, out of mind, which taps into our need to be reminded through seeing and through doing. May we always have an image of the Sacred Heart, even as small as a prayer card, to remind us of his love that transforms our hearts, our words, and our actions to be like his at home and beyond. As we continue this Mass, let us be mindful of the words of Blessed Basil Moreau, who said, "It is on the altar that Jesus becomes present, within our soul, his heart speaking to us with all its affection, and our own hearts to beat with his."